Hi everyone, it's Leanne from Two Hearts Dance and Yoga. Welcome to our video session today. We've gotten a lot of requests recently due to everyone having to stay home or having to change their routine because of the outbreak here. But we are happy to be able to serve you, especially from the comfort of your home. So we've gotten a lot of requests, especially for some stretching and meditation and different yoga poses that are going to help you around the house. So one of the many that has been requested pretty often is about hip openers. So hip openers will allow you to find a little more flexibility. They also are rooted from our root chakra, so allowing us to find foundation and allowing us to really release some tension. So we hold a lot of tension unknowingly in our hips that will really allow for us to move forward if we just release it. So I'm going to give you 4 different poses today that will really help with hip openers. You can of course take them as you wish with anything. This is just an offering, so if you need to scale back or want to modify it at your own wish, feel free to do so. These will just help you in creating a more open hip area and also help you release some tension. So the first one we will start off pretty common that people might really know well is the butterfly pose, or you can call it the bound angle pose as well. So you'll draw the soles of the feet together. You can even interlace the toes if that helps you. And you'll want to create a diamond shape with your legs. You can always bring your feet out a little further from your center body and create the space that you need depending on your flexibility. We all have different hip angles, so use this to your ability and do whatever feels better for you. But maybe rocking side to side, allowing the hips to open a little bit, and then flapping your wings or allowing the legs to come up and down to create a little more space in the hips. The second part in this is to cross the legs. So crossing the legs, some might know of this as a seated eagle, but you'll want to cross the legs right over left to begin with, and then perhaps you can bring the sole of the right foot down into the earth, bring the sole of the left foot, which is back behind you, bring that in toward your sits bones. So either here you can continue to squeeze in the knee and allow the spine to stay nice and tall, or you can turn and twist with a nice tall spine on your leisure here. The third pose is our pigeon pose. So coming from tabletop position, or you can even move it through a plank. Whatever way is best for you. You'll just want to make sure that the fingertips are spread nice and wide into the earth, and then the shoulders are over the wrists and the hips are over the knees. You want to stay nice and aligned here. So whether you choose to take your tabletop or whether you choose to take a plank, you're going to draw your right knee in toward your chest and place it down onto the earth. Now you want to take a little bit of adjusting here, and it's different for everybody because our hips are angled at different places. So you'll want to kind of wiggle around to see what works for you, keeping the hips square and staying nice and square over top of yourself here. And then you can move the ankle at an angle in order to create a little more space. Wherever you are, just making sure those hips are nice and square. And then you can look back behind you at the foot behind you to make sure it's behind the hips. Option to stay just where you are and continue to breathe nice and deep. Wherever you are, making sure that you are breathing deep with everything. And then maybe coming to the elbows if it feels right for you, or starting to lower closer to the earth. Of course, feeling free to adjust here, maybe going onto the ball of the foot and placing the toes up to kind of rock back and forth to see what works for you. And then you can move in and out of it here. So you want to do that on both sides. That is pigeon pose. Then our last pose, since I said I was going to give you 4 today, we're going to go into lizard lunge. So option to take it from a tabletop position or a plank, your choice. Remember, the shoulders are over the wrists and the hips are over the knees if you choose to do so. In your plank, you're nice and engaged through the core. We'll step our right foot to the outside of the right hand. Now you want to keep this knee over top of the ankle here. That alignment is very important. And then you can always rock to the outside blade of the foot, but as long as you keep this knee over the ankle alignment. From here, you want to breathe, keep the chest and the heart nice and lifted. Option to stay here or option to lower the knee, untuck the toe. You can push through the hip a little bit more here and rock on the outside blade of the foot, just finding what works for you. Starting to create a nice deep breath wherever you are. Perhaps you stay or perhaps you start to lower down to the ground for an even deeper hip opening, okay? So that's your pigeon pose. The last one is our lizard lunge. You would do that on both sides. I'm just going to do this one, our lizard lunge, on the left side. So for lizard lunge, you'll step the foot outside of the left foot outside of the hand, and then start to rock back and forth. Now, option to stay where you are or option to grab to the ankle. This will allow more of a stretch in the quad and really allowing the hip to continue to open there. So that's a little bit of a modification to our lizard lunge, or you can always stay where you are. Your choice. Either way, you want to continue to breathe through every single position here. With yoga and everything that comes around yoga is about the breath. So the more that you continue to breathe through your movement, the more you will start to release and the more the muscles will start to react in a positive way. So I hope that helped you. We have our 4 poses that we did. We did the butterfly pose. We did the seated eagle where we crossed the legs. We did the pigeon pose where the knee was closer into the body and onto the ground. And then we did the lizard lunge where the knee was to the outside of the hand. So if you have any questions on those, let me know. You can always send me a message, or if you have any questions on anything, feel free to send me a message. But if you have any suggestions or any poses that you want to do or any focus that you want to take this week, please let me know. I am hoping to be able to offer other videos this week and next week, and it's all with your help and feedback. So stay healthy, stay active, and I will see you soon. Thank you, everyone.